Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And as you can tell by the title of the video, I am telling you guys about my coming out story back when I was a teenager. And if you're watching this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and also drop the cake emoji down in the comment section because it's my 21st birthday when I'm uploading it. So yeah. um I came out back when I was about 13, 14ish. And back then I was very comfortable. Like, I felt like it was my time to come out. I felt like it was my time to let it be known. Like, I had came to terms with it. I was also dating someone at the time, and excuse this natural hair mess. But so back then I came out very easily, actually, to my mother. So how that happened was I had been dating someone for a while, and I had told her one day, like, because that person wanted to meet, her and come to my home. And I was like, Mom, like, I remember because it was, she was watching a marathon of Law and Order SVU, I think. Definitely the one with Agent Gibbs, because that's who she loves, right? So she was watching that, and I legit remember she came out to get some dinner and was going back to her room, and I had just came in the house. So in passing, I stopped her and I'm like, Mom, just so you know, tomorrow I'm bringing my boyfriend home. Just like that. Like, and she stopped for a couple seconds, looked at me, and was just like, okay, like, are you interrupting my Agent Gibbs though right now for this conversation or what? Like, so it was pretty much just like that. I think for her it was very easy because I also had a gay older brother who passed away. She took it very well. So they met, all that, and that was pretty much it for that part of my life at the present time. Now, my father didn't find out until months later, and he found out, I believe, through Facebook because I had posted a picture of me and my then boyfriend at the time, because we did a party together, and I took the picture, posted it, and he called and was like, is there something you want to tell me? And I'm like, no, like, what would I want to tell you? Like, I was confused because I had just, like, literally walked into the house, and my mom's like, your dad's on the phone. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, who's the boy that's in this picture with you on Facebook? And I'm like, that's the person I'm dating. That's my boyfriend. And he was like, so you didn't feel the need to tell me, you didn't feel the need to have this conversation? And my response was no. I don't feel like I should have to, quote unquote, come out. I don't feel like anyone should have to, quote unquote, come out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't feel like coming out should be this thing that you have to do. I feel like your child should just be able to tell you, like, this is the person I'm interested in. This is the person who I like, who I'm falling for. I felt like it shouldn't be so stressful to the point where it's just you feel trapped. So coming out, for those of you who don't know, yes, it is very challenging. Some people take years, some people take, a lifetime, and that's sad. It's because people grow up, and depending on the people they live around, where they live, they will quickly determine like if coming out is a good idea or a bad idea. And my advice is, when it's your time. And unfortunately, some people don't have that option because they do get like outed and made to come out. Um, my advice is, if you decide that you feel comfortable to start coming out, tell someone you really, really trust, someone who always had your back, always been there. And it's scary because you don't know how they're going to react and you don't know what to expect. And I think that's the biggest fear people have with coming out is you don't know the reaction. Um, so I had two different coming outs between my parents, and my mom's was easy, my dad was more challenging. And to be quite honest, our relationship fell apart for a while because of it. And so much so to the point where I was like trying to be in a father-son relationship with him was unhealthy for me. Like I felt like I needed to just step away and stay away in order to have good mentality about myself, who I am, and not feel like I'm nothing or I'm not good enough or the decision I made will be the last decision I'll ever make. Because things were definitely said and feelings were definitely felt when I came out. When it came to me coming out to my friends, um, I don't really remember who I told first, but I know it wasn't my best friend. And it was because the person I was dating had already started telling people like that we were dating, and I knew I hadn't told my best friend because my best friend is Jamaican, and you hear things, like how allegedly, I'm not going to put the stigma out there, but allegedly, like being Jamaican and gay, no. And I'm not Jamaican, but he is, and he's straight, so don't worry about that. But I felt like he was my best friend, and if I came out to him, that's the end. Like, that was it. We're ending the relationship. So I had massive fear because I didn't want to lose him. And I remember he had started hearing rumors, and I we were walking home, and we stopped at the park, and I told him I needed to talk to him. And I had a lot of anxiety. I felt like my heart was like jumping out of my chest. I felt like I was gonna cry. Because now it's like, I feel like everything's hitting the fan. And I actually have more fear telling my best friend than I did my father. And so when I told him, I was like, me and so are dating. And just so you know, I am with, this person, I'm gay, yada, yada, yada. He was quiet for a couple seconds. And he's like, yeah, like, I already felt like that about you. And that threw me. Like when I say that threw me, like I feel like I just got like hit like out of nowhere. Like I understand what he meant. Like, what do you mean? And he's like honestly, there at the time he was like there's always been like an aura about you at random moments where he was like pretty much you give off a motherly aura when it comes to certain situations. and certain conversations that we've had, or me and other friends have had, and he's, just been there and listened in. He's like, you've given off like a aura, and the things you say and do is sort of something you would expect of a mom, not of a 13, 14-year-old guy, boy, whatever. And so I've always had suspicion. And he's like, and to be even more honest with you, there was rumors going around that I didn't know about, but he had, and he's now telling me that these rumors are going around that him and I were dating. And I'm like, wait, like, because I never heard these rumors at school, so I'm all the way blown that he thought that way of me, and then that these rumors are going around that I've never personally heard. So I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, people think we've been dating for like months now. And I'm like, why didn't you say anything? And after he told me that, I started like becoming distant towards him because I didn't want no one to pick on him, bully him, or anything like that, or say something and they don't really know what's what. And I felt bad because of that. So I think like a week or two later, he started realizing that I had become distant. And I'm like, more with my man and less with him, and less doing our normal things where it's normal to us, but to other people, it might be perceived differently. And he called me out on it. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you're acting different. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I can tell that you're pushing me away. And I'm like, I don't want people to assume something about you that's not true. And I also don't want you to feel like, I don't want you to feel what I feel at that time in my life. I didn't want him to feel like he was having people talk behind his back, though they were already. I didn't want him to feel like just any of the feelings I was feeling back then. I didn't want him to have those feelings. Is he here? So I didn't want him to feel what I felt. And I ended up telling him all this, and he's like, but like his response is legit, like, I don't care. Like, he's like, I've known that people were talking behind our backs and saying we were a couple for legit months, and I didn't care because that's them people talking, and you and I know what our relationship is, right? He's like, so the fact that you're now becoming distant is starting to piss me off because nothing's changed. And he was mad that I didn't tell him because I had the fear because of what his background was. So he was also mad about that too. I definitely lost some friends, people that I was friends with for a few years. Definitely became different and definitely left my life. And I felt like, well, damn, just because, like, first of all, I'm into guys, but I'm not into you, number one. And for that to be the cause of something ending, and there's like no other reason, just because of my sexuality, not because we've had a fight or like a genuine reason to end something. But for some people, it's just as simple as, well, I don't like your type. And so that happened, and that was something new I had to learn to deal with and accept. Um, Back then, it was actually rather easy for me to accept people walking out of my life because I just felt like I can't control you, I can't stop you, and if you feel the way you feel, well, that's your fault, not mine. I am who I am, and it's either you want to be a part of that or you don't. And at this point, at 21, which I'm shooting the video at the age of 20, like legit 4 days before my birthday, and when I upload it, it's on the day of my birthday. So 21, I just feel like life is too short to sit here in this world and just be unhappy. Looking around, we have so many things going on this planet, from war to fires to natural disasters to suicides to everything under the sun. You know, people work so hard and get nothing out of life. People working 9 to 5, you know, 9 to 9, and still can't make ends meet. There's just so much more to worry about than for you to be unhappy with the fact that people might not like you because you're you, you know? So I don't really want to live my life just unhappy and in fear, because for some people I'm different, and for some people I'm just not their cup of tea. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. It's really that simple in my life at this present time. I will cut you out of my life in the blink of an eye just as quickly you walked in. Because if you didn't come in and plant roots like a tree, then you're just a leaf and you can blow out. So that's that. I praise people that are able to come to terms with their sexuality at a younger age. Instead of you spending the rest of your life just not knowing, not trying to figure it out, or depressed or sad or very unhappy. To people watching this video, if you're trying to just figure yourself out, know that your life is yours. To people who feel like you have to satisfy, you know, your family and other people, you really don't. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to have your back like you're going to have your own back. Like, yeah, your parents might have your back and your siblings, but if something like you just falling in love with someone that's quote unquote not the norm is great enough to end your relationship, then it's just not good for you. And for you to feel like you need to satisfy people and live a life of misery, nah, that's not worth it. It's really, really, really not worth it. And people do it, and people, you just suffer, and you're never happy. You're probably always angry, and or always just down and miserable. It's just not worth it. Live the life you want to live on the terms of which you want to live that life, and you'll just be so much better. You'll be a better person, a better, you know, friend, a better lover, a better spirit on the planet, you know? So that's sort of the end of this video. I have done coming out stories before in the past. I might react to like my first one that I did. If you guys want to see that, I don't know. I'm just debating that one, but that's the end of my video. That's sort of my coming out story. I had to come out like 3 different times, really. And until my next video, which will be, of course, my reaction videos, give this video a thumbs up. Click that bell button so you know every time I upload a video. Share this video, comment the cake emoji for my 21st, and live the life you want to live. Enjoy your fucking day, because if you don't enjoy it, I mean, no one else can enjoy it for you. Come on now. And if there's something you feel like you want to do, a dream you want to chase, plant the seed. At least plant the seed. If you feel like unsure about it, just plant the seed. You never know. You never know when it'll come up, and you never know what opportunity will open up for you. So until then.